What is poppin' and much shoppin', my Bagel Bites? It is Mr. Bagel Bites here, bringing you another VGC Team 2020 video. And in this one, we have a team that was kind of inspired by a video that I was watching on BP Gamer's channel. His opponent used the Raichu with the two terrains being for expanding force and rising voltage for the electric and the psychic terrain. And it seemed really cool, and I wanted to try it like my own kind of version of it out. I wasn't hoping to go up against a colossal team for the first one, because I don't know. We could... Snorlax is the vested, so he's pretty bulky. I don't know if we can Oko even with a max high horsepower, though. Or max attack. This makes it a little bit awkward. I think maybe Snorlax and maybe Comfy. Or do we just go for like double attacks? Can Raichu outspeed in electric terrain though? He can outspeed the Dragapult probably. I don't. Well, yeah, but we can't Oko it. I think I'm gonna go with Snorlax and Comfy. No, Snorlax and Indeedee. Bring this in the back. Raichu with electric. Because we have Sucker Punch on Pinchurin, so we might be able to get the KO on the Dragapult if something happens like early game. We're vested, so we're a little bit bulkier if he leads the Colossal. Plus, I'm just not opposed to Snorlax in general because he's really good. I don't know what those are. That's called water. Oh, so he's going for like a Perish, maybe? Turn one? So we're going to get up this. So now there's no priority, but I don't think it matters. I think I'm going to go for Max Lightning here. Into the Azumarill. And maybe Helping Hand to kind of scout what they go for. It also set up the terrain for... It also set up the terrain for our boy in the back. But okay, we'll have to see what happens, because I'm not sure what the Gothitelle actually does, like right now. Is it imprisoning? Does it think we're doing something with imprison? We're gonna get the Helping Hand off regardless. No Protects coming out. Or yes, Protect into the Goth. Not where I expected it. So we're gonna get off this big Max Lightning. Sweet. I'm okay with this. Now if it's like Hypnosis set, we can't go to sleep. Does it get Hypnosis? I don't know why he led like this. I'm really trying to rack my brain figuring out if there was a strat there. Wait, no. Snorlax just outsped that Azumarill. Interesting. So he's gonna set grassy terrain up. Okay. I'm going to go for, I think, a max steel spot. Well, we could go for a big max strike, too. I'd like to boost our defense, but... I'm going to go for max strike into the Gothitelle. And follow me here. And I think on last turn I'll try and reset the weather, or the terrain one more time. Is this going into the big monkey? It is big monkey. Alright. Playing the drums. The only thing I don't like about his Gigantamax form is that he's like popping out of the top drum. It's kind of like ooh. So we're gonna get off this big follow me. Ally switching. So we're gonna get this big max strike off into the Rillaboom actually then. So I don't know if this KOs. Oh, well, it sure seems like it. Alright, so here comes a big max strike. I'm gonna guess he's pretty invested in some defenses based on that damage. He's gonna heal up a little bit. I'm gonna swap into Pinchurin to reset the terrain too. Because now he can't change it back since he's G-Max. And we'll get a defense boost. So that's pretty cool. I think I'm going to go for... Well, Max Strike really didn't do that much damage. We're in terrain now, but it's going to do nothing. I'm going to go for Max... Yeah, I think Max Steel Spike into the Gorilla slot. And Rising Voltage into the Gothitelle. Going to protect this turn. Okay. Still at speeds. Let's go into Pinchurin. Wow. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay. So we're going to raise our defense a little bit more. Unfortunately, we don't get that off. And our boy losing his big form. I'm going to go for high horsepower into, I think, the Gothitelle slot this turn. And Sucker Punch Rillaboom. I don't think he's going to ally switch right here. I think he thinks I'm going to. That could be an overprediction. That's the problem with ally switch. It's such a problematic move. It's just like for one... withdrawing. Okay. So he's predicting the high horsepower. It's coming out. Firing into Snorlax. Even with the +1 in defense, that's a lot of damage. Ooh. Ooh. We did just proc his weakness policy now, but we left it really low, and he's losing his giant form. Man, I really was hoping one of our Pokemon would go down, because now we're not going to have, like, any terrain left. Well, yeah, like 3 turns. So possibly 2, based on how this turn goes. I'm going to go for another high horsepower, I think. Well, actually, I'm going to go for Double Edge into Rillaboom. And Sucker Punch the Coal. Boom! Yes! That's what we needed to see. Grassy Glide coming out. It's not boosted. Oh, yeah. We should pick up the KO here. Yep. So now it's just Goth versus... Snorlax actually lives. Wow. Wow. Do they just protect here to try and run it out? Like, is that their win con? I'm going to go for Thunder Punch regardless because it's boosted and we won't get KO'd. And I guess Rising Voltage. We should win this in the long game. Yeah, okay, cool. Pinchurin actually picking up some KOs there that I wasn't expecting him to. On the Coal. I can't believe he procced his weakness policy. That was really funny. Left him too low to do anything about it, but still. Oh, yes, Protein. Yes, let's go ahead and get another one in. Get some boosty points there. Oh, and if you're excited for the second battle, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date on Mr. Bagel Bites content, because we're about to get into it right here. Koitzer. Ooh, what are the chances, dude? That's so cool. What does he lead? What do I lead? Do I lead the Lapras Comfey? What if he leads Raichu? Lapras just gets bop boop beep dead. He's got so much. He's got 1, 2, 3 different ways to set terrain. Just no Misty, so no Weezing. Wow. I'm kind of not afraid of the Koitzer as I should be, since we have Raichu. His Raichu will probably outspeed our Raichu because he's probably using Timid, or we're using Modest, so that's something to keep in mind too. Safety Goggles doesn't really do anything for us here. Indeed, he's good. I think I'm going to lead our Raichu. Try to set up a nasty plot and go for like a Sucker Punch or something on turn 1. Because we'll get our weather up, or our terrain up if we lead this. I think I am going to actually bring in DD in the back to swap to Expanding Force after turn 1 potentially, depending on what they go into. Lapras does okay here, but I think Snorlax could do better since he has high horsepower and he'll have the Assault Vest to kind of withstand those attacks a little bit better. He's going to run out of time. He's going to pull a Bagel. Okay. Kind of a mirror match. How interesting. Ah. Very professional picture. So let's see what he goes into. Because it seems a little weird. Ah, those. So he's just going for that, like, turn 1. So we'll get up Electric Terrain here, which is kind of cool. Because he's like, oh yes, grass. I have grass now. But Pinchurin has like, 15 speed. Unfortunately, our Sucker Punch is going to lower now. We're going to get speed tiers here too, so Pinchurin is the slowest on the field for sure. The only problem is if I swap to Indeedee right here. Well, he's going to fake out anyway, isn't he? I'm going to Expanding Force Rillaboom and swap into Indeedee. Yeah. Because he's just going to fake out anyway. So he's swapping first. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. Okay. Battlefield got weird. So he has a seed himself. So we're also getting our Indeedee up now. Doesn't affect the Incineroar. Still chunks pretty good, considering it just got a +1 and it resists. Snarl coming out here. Raichu avoids it. That's huge. So what I think I'm going to do here is Rising Voltage into the Incineroar. And swap back into Pinchurin. The reason I'm doing this is I think he's swapping to Grass. Maybe he's not. So we'll get our terrain back up. So we're fastest Pokemon. And we're getting this off. Not quite a one-hit KO. So they are Expanding Forcing themselves. I kind of figured. I did not expect it to do that much damage, though. And we're not avoiding it this time. Okay. Little awkward. I still think we just probably Rising Voltage again. Maybe double. We could Sucker Punch into the Indeedee slot. But I kind of want to take out the Incineroar. No, I'm actually going to Sucker Punch into the Indeedee, because I think he stays in here. He's not. That sucks. So now this Rising Voltage is not going to pick up the KO, and we're probably going to get snarled again. A little unfortunate there. We'll still outspeed, so we're getting off the Rising Voltage, just not going to do near as much damage. Yeah, and they just fire off another Snarl. Raichu unfortunately goes down here. And now I kind of have to decide what I want to do with Pinchurin. I could change our terrain back. If I swap in him, it doesn't do anything for us, really. Yeah, I think we just swap into Snorlax now. I'm gonna max Steel Spike. Well, actually, no. I need to take care of that Incineroar. I'm gonna max Quake into that slot. And I think I'm gonna Sucker Punch the Rillaboom again. If he swaps, he swaps. We maintain it. He's actually Dynamaxing. I'm assuming that's the... I mean, yeah, that's the... Yeah, it is. Okay. That puts us in a kind of bad position. And by kind of bad, I mean really bad. Man, what are the chances that we have just, like, terrain wars on Game 2? Only on Bagel Bite's channel, for real. So we might live a grass move. Maybe it would have been better to change the terrain now. I wasn't expecting his Dynamax to be dedicated right here, though. That's my fault. We are max defense, fortunately, so that's good. Ah, yes. Get this off. Big damage. Big damage. This might go... Okay, not quite a 2-hit KO. After Snarl damage, it might be. Churn going down here. You're going to get this max Quake off to raise our special defense, which is really nice. And now we don't have to worry about Intimidates. I never actually paid attention to Rillaboom's sprite when he's not attacking. He's just playing the drums over there for like the crowd. He's like bada bada bum, bada bada bum. In my head, for some reason, I only have Darude's Sandstorm playing while he's playing that in my head. So now we're gonna reset the terrain again. That's scary. That's scary because now he has Expanding Force. I think I'm going to follow me regardless here, because I'm going to max Quake into that slot. But the reason I'm thinking about max... The reason I'm thinking about follow meing... Yeah. Because I can take whatever the Raichu fires off, and then try and 1v1 come back with Snorlax, I guess. It's not great, but it's what we got. Yeah. Max Darkness is actually the move. Wasn't expecting that. Now we just gotta hope that his Raichu isn't sashed. I feel like he probably is, though. Yeah. Yep. I think that's the game. Yeah, our win con was basically him not being sashed. Well, I guess he had 3 Pokemon. It wasn't like we were coming back from this very easily. Max Strike to trying to see what damage we would have done to the Rillaboom if we survive anyway, though, out of curiosity at this point. Rather than quitting anyway. Expanding Force coming out. I think we live the drum solo based on the earlier damage, unless he crits, though. Maybe he low rolled earlier. That's actually surprising. But yeah, good game. Unfortunately, we run into like a terrain battler when we're trying to meme. But what you gonna do about it? It's okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video. If you like what you saw, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date on Master Bagel Bites content. We're really close to 1,000 subscribers, so I really hope you consider hitting that button if we're not at 1,000. Even if we are, I hope you still consider it. But yeah, just super appreciate if you considered it. But thank you guys so much, and as always, catch you later.